If you're stationed overseas, your housing allowance doesn't come from the BAH system. It comes from OHA, the Overseas Housing Allowance. These two programs have the same goal but work very differently, and knowing the distinction can save you a lot of confusion and potentially a lot of money. BAH, Basic Allowance for Housing, applies when you're stationed in the continental United States, Alaska, or Hawaii. OHA applies when you're stationed outside the United States. Same concept, different structure. Here's the big difference. BAH is a flat rate set by your pay grade, your zip code, and your dependent status. OHA is calculated based on your actual rental costs, up to a cap set by DTMO, the Defense Travel Management Office. You submit your actual lease, and OHA reimburses your rent, plus a utility and recurring maintenance allowance. This means OHA can be more flexible, but it also requires more paperwork. You'll need to document your housing costs and submit that information to finance. The allowance is adjusted based on exchange rates and local market surveys, so it can fluctuate over time. Like BAH, OHA has a with dependents and without dependents rate. Having dependents increases your cap, recognizing that family housing overseas costs more. The utility allowance, sometimes called MIHA, the move-in housing allowance, also helps cover one-time costs when you first move in. One key thing to understand, OHA is also tax-free, just like BAH. That's a significant benefit when you're managing a budget in a foreign country where your paycheck is in dollars, but your landlord wants euros, yen, or pounds. For 2026, rates have been updated to reflect current overseas housing markets. Some locations, particularly in Europe and Japan, have seen notable cost increases, and the OHA tables reflect that. Before you sign a lease overseas, go to ohacalculator.com and look up your exact OHA rate for your duty station. It shows your rent ceiling, your utility and move-in allowance, and how your dependent status affects the numbers. Takes 2 minutes and could save you from a very expensive mistake. If you're heading overseas on a PCS, start researching OHA rates for your specific duty station early. Talk to the housing office on your gaining installation. Keep your lease documentation in order, and make sure finance has everything they need to get your allowance right from day one. The difference between a well-managed OHA situation and a poorly managed one can be hundreds of dollars a month.